Hello, everyone. Hello. Is that you, Adam?
Yep, I'm here.
What is going on? My name's Brian. That's my brother Adam, and we are Factional Fight, and tonight. We're playing Wurm. How about that?
Would have guessed. Did we lose yet? Right off the bat.
Okay. Yes, we have started right off the bat. That's okay. So we're a little rusty, but we are doing okay. Hopefully our audio levels are okay, but we are back playing Wurm. How are you doing, Adam?
I'm doing pretty good. Yourself?
I feel like I haven't talked to you since the last time we went live. What's going on?
Yeah,
What's
I
going
know.
on?
It's been a while. It's been a while.
Lots of ups and downs. Lots of strange things happening in Wurm. Lots of strange things happening in Wurm with us. But let's get started. Where are we right now? Maybe you can discuss.
Right, like we came back. I guess let's back up a bit. We took a brief break from the game, probably a few months. When we came back,
you know what it was?
What was it?
Because the thing is that you always, no matter what, played the game. Sometimes
Right.
I'll get pretty busy with whatever work, school, whatever, and I won't have time to get onto the game. But you're always playing the game. But then
Right.
then you didn't, and you sort of left for a while.
Yeah, I guess
That
it's
was
from your
strange.
perspective because you always used to take breaks here and there and play somewhat casually, and
Yeah, which is fine.
which is
right?
fine. Like that's just a specific play style. But yeah, and I guess I was always playing, and then I wasn't for a while.
Yeah, so that was weird. Like, I don't know what you were doing with your time if you weren't
Yeah,
playing
I don't
Wurm.
know.
But the game changed. You came back,
Yeah.
and I mean, we came back, and let's say we decided to. I think you wanted to try to start. I don't know, something fresh, something new. I think with Winter's Night, you were thinking it was just too big.
Right. Yeah. I came back and I just like looked at the deed and I was like, wow, I bit off more than I could chew with that one. Um,
It's a
I
little
thought,
bit too
like I
much,
just
huh?
wanted to restart. Just I had ideas in my head on what I wanted to do, and I wanted a place to do it with, and I ended up settling on a new area closer to the Alliance.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
we took a break with the videos, obviously, just because we weren't playing. And even when we came back, we thought, because we've been back for a while, and
Mhm.
we thought, let's not jump into the videos. The way that we wanted to really enjoy the game and not really have to get hung up in the videos. So I know some people knew we were back. Some people contacted. I know you. And we
Mhm.
are in an alliance, and it's not really a secret, but we didn't really say anything. And Adam's been building up this area, and I come to the village, and we both created what we actually are calling now the Factional Fight Village. Is that right?
Yeah.
Initially, you didn't call it that, but
I think this is the first place that we've ever called the Factional Fight Village.
I think it is. So it's somewhere on Xanadu. We're still on Xanadu. I'm also, just so for people know, I'm using the unstable client, which we'll get to in a little bit. But I want to talk about a little bit. But first, I think Adam wants to show you around what he's been doing. So let's do that. So take it away, Adam.
But yeah, where are you? Where are you looking?
I'm right behind you.
Basically, the idea is I wanted this place to be small, compact, just something that I'm able to complete in a short period of time. On the left, I guess, as we came in, was the first building that I built called the Tinker's Workshop. It's the most complete one. That's basically my blacksmithing and my priest house all in one.
You connected it here.
The main idea of this is that I wanted a functional upper floor, one where we could drive carts up there. And so if you can follow me up this bridge here. And it's not complete, but you can probably get a picture of what I wanted to do with this place. It gives you like a perspective here. This would be like the third floor up top here, and when it's all completed, it should all be connected. So everything, all 4 buildings that are up here and possibly even more will be connected on this third floor, where you can drive carts and stuff up here.
So there's a building here. Looks like your stables.
Yep.
There's a building here that you just planned, it looks like.
Yeah, you know, I think I might actually put horses in there as well. That'll be like my breeding grounds, and the other one is sort of like this.
2 different stables, 4 buildings, 2 stables.
Yeah, I'm planning a whole bunch of horses.
You don't really need that much. And this building looks like it's still in the works. So yeah, you've definitely done a lot since the last time I checked.
What's funny is that when you came back, you decided, you know, you're gonna make the most crazy building.
I just wanted to create something small. You gave me a little patch of land just west of here.
You know, and I think that the building that you have put down,
listen, we always wanted to create this kind of
building we've always wanted to create. It's like the moment that multi-story came out, we had this concept of this building, and we never ever got around to making it.
We never could.
Yeah, we never could. Well, right. I guess it needed bridges.
It's to the east. Yeah, it needed bridges. So this is what I did.
It was the idea of it we wanted.
I'm not done. So I just started this basically, and God, you can't see anything.
Like of course, we start recording and it's nighttime.
It's my
For a while, we were calling this our swimming pool, and then we were just waiting for Rolf to add the flowing water. We could just fill it up with water.
I ran out. That's right. That's what happened. I ran out of oil. So let me get this going.
Sure.
Tar. I've got tar here. Fill. My hotkeys are gone. That happened.
Yep.
Still can't see anything. So I dug out this giant area, not that big, and started building a house in the giant pool area.
I think we should let you guys think about how this is going to play out.
So I know you can't really see it, but I'll come back when it gets daytime. So the show basically turned into us talking, and when we started these videos, it was more about what we were doing, and then as they progressed, they became more of what we were saying.
You know, as well, when we first started this series, we wanted to convey our passion and love of this game and try to get the word out, and we did our best to try to explain the game. And we spent a lot of time explaining the ins and outs and the little details. We had episode after episode of this detail and that detail of the game. But then it sort of started turning into more of a, I don't know what you want to call it, like
podcast.
Yeah, podcast.
A radio show.
Yeah.
And, which I don't mind. I actually like the radio show a bit better because we've already done the other stuff. And yeah, we could create updated videos of, I remember the first video we created was like an introduction video where we wrote down all this stuff about the 7 pillars of Wurm, or whatever we called it. And it's like, this is what Wurm's about, and this is why we like it. And then we traveled and we did all this stuff, and it's an old video. It's a very old video.
Yeah. We could redo that one.
we're standing on horses. Like we're looking like Robin Hoods. It's that era of the game. But I don't really want to do that anymore. I think there should be other people that will take the reins and create their tutorial videos and that sort of thing. We've done that. So as we continue these live streams, and I think we're going to continue doing live streams, there'll more be like podcasts, and the video itself will be a secondary feature. You don't actually have to watch us. You know, we might indicate what we are doing. You can come and see what we're doing. Oh, there he is. You can sort of see with Adam's light there.
Yeah. Maybe, and we always want to kind of have something to do. So speaking of that, I think what we're going to do is build the next floor of this building. Is that right?
I don't think I finished that floor.
Oh, that's what I mean. Like, we're going to build the floor, like the next whatever.
Are we building next floors, or are we going to finish the walls? There's still
we can finish the walls.
there.
We can finish the walls. I don't think we can get a horse up there, can we? Can we get a horse there?
No. So what we've done so far is I just built the first level walls, put these ladders, and then started building the second level walls. Never finished them.
Right.
It's a big house, so what I did was I created a giant house in this cavern, and then left like a little bit out in the middle, like a donut, so that I could put these bridges to allow for carts to come up. And it's essentially going to be, this is my ladder system. This is my stairs system, because really stairs need, like inside of buildings, there need to be a way to be able, there's still no way to go up and down with carts.
With carts
I
or
thought
horses.
that would happen. Still hasn't happened.
Yeah.
So,
And I even was like recently thought that you could drag, like, lead a horse up a staircase.
You can't lead horses.
Found
you
out
can lead
that
the carts.
they get stuck. They get stuck at the bottom.
Yeah, I mean, we tried a number of ways. So because of that, there's not that many left here. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can finish that.
Yeah, let's
right?
finish this.
You've got stuff in here.
Yeah.
So this is what happened. My premium ran out.
Yep.
I was working. Like right now, I'm not gonna bore people, but I'm working and then doing sort of this co-op for school, and didn't have time, and my premium ran out. Didn't have time to play, and that's just what happened. So for a while, I was thinking, okay, my premium ran out. I'm not gonna play for a little while. Once I got the urge to play again, I came online and wanted to play. Finding out that I didn't have premium, all of a sudden, you know what I'm doing here, right?
It looks like you're
pattern?
alternating between narrow windows and the bars.
Yeah, okay.
So I think I'm gonna continue that pattern.
Okay, so all of a sudden I realized what it was like to be a new player again. But it was worse than being a new player, because I have, my skills are pretty high. I'm carrying a lot of stuff. If your premium runs out and you're carrying all this stuff, you literally, I couldn't move. I logged into the game, I couldn't move. So how can I play if I can't move? So the first time I think I just logged right out. I was like, I can't do anything. I can't move. Okay, send a couple messages to some people, and then logged out. And I'm sure other people have had that similar circumstance that have played before. So I wanted to talk a little bit about player retention. That's a big topic, right? I'm a prime example. You want to keep me around. You want to get me back. You want to get players back that have played. Those are sort of like the best kind of players that you'd want in the game. Players that you already have sold the game to.
And players who have been playing for a long time
monetary.
and maybe for one reason or another have taken a break from the game.
Yeah. So I wrote down, so what's discouraging? So I come back, what are the problems that players have to get back into the game? The first thing, which I told you, there's a skill cap. All of your skills drop to 20. I used to be a powerful character and now I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm just like, and worst of all, you literally can't do anything. You have all this stuff that you're not willing to drop because a lot of it might be rare tools, a lot of it might be, just stuff that you can't get back, and you never know what's going to happen if you put it down.
Yeah, if you drop it, it'll rot, or my inventory, like I recently just parsed my inventory as much as I possibly can. The minimum I feel like I can carry is 62 kilograms. It's like the minimum.
Yeah, I still have to do that.
Yeah.
And I just haven't had time.
Yeah.
I think that I have time, but I don't.
But I experienced the same thing. Like I logged back in, I couldn't move, I couldn't really do anything. At the time I wasn't set on premiuming up my characters yet. But just that, and I felt that same experience.
You want to dive back in, right?
Yeah.
So then the other problem is, more than likely, if you're a returning character, your deed is gone, or at least rotting away or decaying, or all of your work is just gone. So you automatically have this feeling of, it's not despair, but just it gets rid of your want to play. Mm-hmm. When you log back in, you're like excited, and then you see that everything's gone.
Right.
And it's not a bad thing. I think that it can be motivating to some people, but for a lot of people, it's not. It's just not. So how do you combat issues like this? How do you make it easier? Not easier, but more. How do you make it so you get those players that return to stay? So I wrote down some thoughts a long time ago.
Just motivate them to get back, like to pay the premium. To get back.
They need to come back and think, yeah, I want to play this game again, and not, oh my god, look at all this crap. Like I can't do anything. All of my stuff is gone. Wurm hasn't given me any reason to come back. All they're thinking instead is, now I remember why I left. Crap. And then they leave again. And it's like, right, I didn't have enough time before. Now I don't have enough time to think about wanting to start again. And so here's some ideas. I don't know. I just wrote down a couple things. Maybe you guys have ideas. I'd love to see your guys' ideas if you're in the chat there, or on YouTube later. What could the devs do to make the game easier for players to return to? So the first idea I had was they need to get something that allows players that you've earned these skills. Why don't you just allow them to keep those skills when they come back to play? You can't gain more skills, but you keep your skills. And maybe this, what do you think, Adam? Because then I would have been able to walk. I would have been able to ride a horse.
Let me get this
straight. I would have been able to come back into the game without needing to invest time or money into it yet, so I can figure out whether I want to play or not.
So let me kind of try to understand what you're saying. You're saying, so if I stop playing, my character becomes unpremium.
Yes.
Make it so that the skills that I have gained remain the same, and then I can still operate at that level. Is that what you're saying?
Right.
Not sure I like that idea.
So what is it about the idea that you don't like?
Here's why.
Oh, there goes the
because then what would motivate somebody to continue to pay premium when they've already gotten the skills that they've wanted? Let's say my character, I wouldn't have to pay premium again, and I would still be able to smith and build and do everything that I want to do. It's just I'm not gaining any skill.
You're not gaining any skill.
But like I could still play the game functionally, so there'd be no motivation for me to premium.
you would want a premium to gain your skills.
Right, but
You're
still,
not
you'd
gaining
find that
any
a lot of
body skills. You're
you'd
not
have a
gaining any. Okay, how
still.
about if this was limited to like, okay, priests are exempt, no religion.
Okay, so no priests. You know, here's one thing that maybe we can take this like a
How about
step
this? How about if
notch
it was
less.
just body stats?
Right,
Or
that's what I was
all
about to
of
say.
those?
Just make it so characteristics stay, but all other skills go down to 20. Like all the crafting skills go down to 20, gathering skills go down to 20. Like everything goes down to 20, but your body skills stay up. That way you can still ride a horse. You can carry the items that you
How about
want
this?
to carry.
How about this? Okay, body stats stays where they are. But if your character has been premium before, which in this case everybody would have,
Mhm.
your skill cap would lower, but only to like 50 or something like that. Not all the way down to a free player.
But still, there's some skills at 50 is good enough to continue playing.
Which skills is 50 enough where you're realistically saying, oh, this is fine, I don't need to pay.
Okay, the only skills that you could say that aren't like that are maybe the crafting skills or gathering skills. So every other skill, like for example, you like coal making, coal piles, or whatever it is, coal making. Is it coal making?
So you're gonna spend
Yeah,
your day. I think it'll be okay. I think Rolf would rather be like, I'd rather this guy be making 100 coal piles in the game for free than not playing at all.
It is true that from a certain perspective, you are getting the people to continue playing, and then at some point maybe they'll repreme.
Like you're talking, you'd rather have that person stay in the game and have a better experience than saying like, no, like this will, like I'm not gaining some extra money. Like you're not trying to, nickel and dime everybody. The marketing behind this is that you want them to feel wanted, and when they do that, then they will give you your money.
Right.
You want them to want to give the money, not to have it feel like they need to give you the money.
In the chat, Happy H7 mentioned that the 10-year anniversary event is what made him come back. And
I think that made a lot of people come back.
Yeah,
now,
no,
what will make you stay?
Right. What will make you stay? But I would agree that 10-year anniversary was actually a really good move to get people to come back and pay premium, because the rewards that they gave people pretty much made it worth the money to pay the premium.
Okay, so you get 1 month.
Right.
I think we just finished this, didn't we? And then what? Are you guys that just started playing again having a good time back? Did you like? I mean, now that you're premium again, I mean, this whole debate that we're having is, doesn't count towards you guys. But will you guys stay? I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, if you just had the urge to come back and then you came back without saying like, I don't want to put in the money until I sort of see what's in the game.
The problem with that 10-year anniversary event is that it happens once, so it's not going to capture.
Yeah. So I still say an uncapped skill system. And I do like the idea of like body stats will remain whatever you have. It allows you to ride your horse that you want to ride, and mind should stay up. Anything like riding boats or all that stuff should stay.
Yeah, I agree. I like that idea.
There should be I shouldn't feel like I'm a new player. I should have some more benefit than somebody who hasn't put any time or effort into the game or money.
Yeah.
I need a skill of at least 50, something like that. It's not high enough to say I want to play for free.
By the way, before we continue this discussion, what did you want the walls on this sort of staircase
That's
to
a good question. Let's alternate with...
Here's the thing. You're going to have bridges, so I think one of the requirements for bridges is that there's no windows below it. I have a feeling.
Really?
I could be wrong. It might be just that there can't be windows directly below it, like on
Anybody
the
remember
first floor below it, but I have a feeling that there can't be windows below a bridge.
Okay, unfortunately, I can't really see the chat that well. It's just the way that I have this set up on my computer.
Okay,
But,
so I can read a couple that are interesting.
okay, anybody that has not premiumed again.
So Reganation, sorry if I mispronounce, says that they are they're on Wurm Unlimited right now, and they're thinking of returning. Cave dwellings are making them thinking of coming back. I'm wondering, like, are cave dwellings on Wurm Unlimited yet?
I don't know. Maybe it's not, or I'm sure it's coming. But
Right, I think it's coming. So like new features are always something that make people consider coming back.
Anyway,
I mean, that's
I still feel like they need to do something with the skills
for the experience. I agree.
Okay.
Like for that immediate experience that you have when you first log in on your old character, and you're not quite certain whether you want to put the premium in. Yeah, I agree that something needs to be done to make that experience a little bit more.
And this is a little more controversial, and I feel like this should be more geared towards PvE. I don't know. Maybe we can work it out for PvP. I don't know. But for deeds falling, let's say you did all this work and you invested all this time and your deed's gone. How can you make it so that the game, or that at least the creators of the game, show concern to you, show that they care that you did all this work and that you're this veteran coming back, and we want you to come back and do it again. We want you to stay the same. How can we show that we care about you enough to make you feel, oh yeah, like I remember this. We remember your village. Your village mattered.
Right.
To the game. How do you do that?
I don't know. I really don't know.
Does there need to be a better system that keeps track of all the villages?
Yeah, but then what are you going to do if you didn't pay upkeep and your village falls?
And your village falls. So, like, there has to be a history of Wurm.
Okay.
That says that this village was there. I don't know. Make it seem like you cared. When you come back, there needs to be the ability to, like, not keep you in the dark.
Here's a great idea.
Out to dry.
In our chat, on returning, you get like and this is a suggestion, 24 hours of free premium, or whatever, like something hours of.
But then, do you get that? Do you get that one time? How about if you only have an hour to play for the next 24 hours?
Well, I mean, I guess.
But then you have some time later. Maybe 24 hours of playtime, or 3 hours of playtime.
Even a few hours of playtime, just to get your stuff in order. Yeah.
I feel like that's also temporary. How is that a one-time deal? Can you do it every 3 months?
Maybe it's something that's every so often. Like, as a premium player, if you've put in a certain number of months premium, that it like activates it again.
I feel like the skills, giving you a bit more skills, might keep a player around in the game longer than they would have stayed in the game, which benefits the game entirely. The more people playing, even if they're playing or not, is what you want.
Here, I'm gonna. I just, before we go, I'm gonna put a plain stone wall here, just so that we can keep building.
Yeah, let's do all. How about this? We can do. Did you do plain stone wall on this one?
Yeah, I think they have to be. Oh wait.
I'm trying to think.
Oh wait, it's not on this floor that we're gonna make another bridge, right? It's on the next floor.
Oh, let me think. No, there is one going to be on this floor.
No, this isn't this floor going to be vaulted ceilings?
No, there's going to be one on that floor. So let's do this one. This one is the plain wall. You know what? I'm using the unstable client, and I'm finding that every now and then the unstable client gets what's the word I need to use? Unstable. And starts hitching on me. So I'm going to try to open up a new one while I wait here.
Here's the thing. You were telling me how the unstable client was actually doing pretty well.
It is.
I mean, it is. I've tried it a couple times. The new rendering system at first was a little bit of a mess, but they did a big patch and things seem to be cleared up for me for the most part. There are some minor things still left, I think, still causing problems. And you're saying that there's a small hitching problem on your end.
There is a small hitching. It did start very, very poorly, so let me quit the game. Hopefully,
maybe this is a time to talk about the new rendering system.
So did we finish talking about what I want to talk about? So
I don't know. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? I mean, like,
okay. So here's a couple notes for you to think about.
Okay.
Increase the bank size.
Interesting.
Allow you to put your most valuable items in there, so when you come back, you have your items back.
Okay, or how about make it so that the bank size is dependent on something, like depending on either a skill or how long you've been premium for or something. Your bank size grows with time.
Sure.
You know, you start off with 5 items and
allow you to put a backpack in there, or you can put some items in there.
Okay.
Why should they care that you have items in your... Wow, that is a weird bug. Oh, there it goes. Yeah. Yeah, why should they care? Dump stuff in there.
The problem with the bank, here's the thing with the bank, and again, it's one of those PvP things.
It's a PvP thing.
It's a PvP thing where
we talked about this before.
Your village is about to get raided, and you basically dump all of your valuable stuff in your bank to prevent it from getting stolen. That's, I think, what they want. They
want to stop.
Want to stop that from happening.
Yeah, there's the problem, right? Bank size will be exploitable on chaos. Don't make it available on chaos. Problem solved.
Yeah, but the problem with that is that the bank is cross-server, right? So if I put in 20 items on Deliverance and then I go over to Chaos, I still have 20 items in there.
So just don't make that happen on Chaos.
So all those 20 items are completely not accessible when I'm over on Chaos?
Correct.
So make banks separate.
Yes.
Or different
for just
clusters.
Chaos.
For just chaos. I wouldn't mind that, but I suppose some of the PvP players might
the benefits
have an issue with them.
The benefits are greater than the negatives, right?
I mean, I would. Who's going to say no to a bigger bank? I mean, nobody's going to say no to that.
It allows people on PvE, which unfortunately is the majority of the people, and banks items are not cross-server.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
No problem.
Yeah.
I mean, just allow us to put a few items in there that we want to keep.
The money is, that makes sense. Okay.
I mean, before we leave, if we knew that it was there, then before we left, we would be able to say, I know I'm leaving. Like, we all know that when we're playing this game, that if we leave for a long time, we know a lot of our stuff is going to die. Maybe have it so you can mark some of your important stuff as, you want it to be part of you, so that when you log in, it's still there. Some way of doing that. That's
okay. So like some kind of
what bank size is supposed to solve.
So a bank overhaul to fix the bank to make. I agree that the bank might need some loving. Seems like an archaic.
It doesn't even have to be a bank thing. It could be something completely like a long-term storage unit. You're going to be gone.
I mean, bulk storage bins don't decay anymore. Don't have, I mean, like, I love
your
that.
Deeds do.
Yeah, but that makes sense. It makes sense that you need to
Um,
keep putting money in for your deed to stay. Okay, so before we go on to the next topic, these walls can have windows.
so just alternate between narrow stone windows and
But
just regular walls.
what about the idea of like being able to look into the center of this area? Because the next bridge is going to go from the third
So
floor to the
you want some big windows.
like just so that you can look into this space. This space is actually going to be open down here.
Okay.
There's like regular windows.
How about this? How about arched walls
Okay.
with high bar fences, whatever they're
Okay.
called,
I like
inside
that.
of them.
Sure.
Let's do that.
Okay, so plain stone arched wall.
Where's your there it is. What am I holding? Why am I so heavy?
I like that look actually, the arched wall with the bars.
Yeah, I've seen it a few times and it's quite nice. Did I take Yes, I have a bunch of bricks.
So do you have any other points on this? Any other ideas?
Okay, and anybody else that has any ideas, please shout them out, because I think it's a system that definitely needs to be overhauled.
So we're talking about ideas for to help ease back the returning player, the one who's been who played for a long period of time, who took a break from the game, premium has run out, and then they return to the game to find that their deed has fallen, that the items in their inventory are weighing them down, and you're trying to get back into the game, but the first experience you have coming back is a very, very negative one, and so it might not convince you to actually pay for the premium. So what kind of ideas can we think of that might help ease that experience for that returning player to convince them to pay for the... Say that one more time.
Hold on, let me see. Plain stone arched wall. Okay, so your deed has fallen, you come back. What can we provide this player? How about if we provide them with, you know how your deed fall, or if you disband your deed, you get money back?
Okay.
Why don't you just allow them to get money back if they come back and their deed is gone? Why can't a message pop up and be like, the king of whatever this world is called notices that your deed has fallen, your village of such and such has fallen, a nice letter that says he has compensated you for all of your hard work that you've done in the past, and here's the money to get you going on a new deed, and it's the same amount of money that you would get if your deed had fallen, if you have disbanded your own deed.
But when you disband your own deed, the money you get back is essentially the upkeep that's left. All you get.
So there needs to be a specific amount of money, like 5 silver or something.
So
something.
But with that money, it would have had to been put into this deed at the beginning.
Yes, maybe it's the same. Maybe it should be like the last time the character logged in versus the amount of money that was on the upkeep at that time.
Okay.
Or something that they could probably do with programming. It's allows them to come back and saying, look, we know that you were gone. We know that you spent all this time on a deed. We want to show you that we are, thankful that you play this game and that you invest all this time in. Please come back and return. Looks like you're interested in returning. Here's a little something to get you to stay.
Now the problem with this is I feel like it could be exploited.
So make it in a way where it can't be exploited.
I don't know. Like here's the thing. Like let's say like I have 4 tunes, right? I could make one of those tunes lose, like make the mayor or whatever of the deed lose premium, while keeping my other 3 tunes going, and then have him come back and just make 5 silver off of that. You know what I mean?
But you can't make 5 silver off of that. You could have just disbanded that deed and gotten the money right away. You've just banked your money, and now you're getting it back.
I see.
And you just spent like months doing that, and you got no return.
But you're basically giving the money that you banked
back.
Return. It's sort of like inaccessible money. So you're basically saying, well, everybody who plants a deed now has to put 5 extra silver into that. That's inaccessible. I don't know if that's going to go over pretty well.
There might be a way to exploit it, but they could probably do it in a way where it's not exploitable and still allow you to come back. Indeed. Wouldn't they rather give you some money and try to get players back than say, well, this could be exploited over months and months of time or whatever?
Maybe.
You can't always think negative. You got to think, how do we get these players back?
But you do also have to think about, if we do institute an idea, that it's not exploitable. Because if it was, then people would just, game the system.
It's true. But I think there has to be some way to do it. I am caring too much. That doesn't involve, doing nothing because you're too afraid of doing something.
I agree with that. Oh, where am I going? Okay. So we are in agreement that something needs to be done. Not sure what it is.
Anybody have any ideas? A warning message via email that your village is about to disband? Listen, here's the problem with an idea like that. If your village is about to disband by email, and yeah, you should get those messages, because even if you're playing, you want to get a message saying that. But even if you got a message and you're a player that's not playing anymore, that's not going to get you to come back. Even if it was like the kindest message ever at the time. By the way, the king just wants to inform you that your village looks like it might crack and crumble in the next little while if you don't. We invite you back to play before that happens. Like, you're in a mindset as a player that you're not like, okay, forget it. I don't care. But then maybe someday down the line, you're like, okay, I do want to come back. I do want to play. And they come back and play. And at that point, at that time, how do we make them stay? And it's different for every player. So how do we make it universal? How do we give something out that makes all players feel like they're wanted?
I do like the idea of that email, though. I think just in general.
In general, I like the idea of that email.
Right,
Yes.
Because I have a feeling that would have avoided the problem we had with Autumn Twilight. If we got an email, it might have because the only reason why that Autumn Twilight fell was because we weren't actively looking, and we just accidentally didn't pay the upkeep. I think it'll avoid that situation.
Why is it not allowing me? Huh, that's weird.
What do you think about all this new stuff that we got recently?
Okay, so I'll just let you do this so that I can concentrate on what I'm doing here.
Okay.
Okay, so that's all the ideas I have. I don't know if anybody else has any ideas. Do you have any ideas, Adam? How can you make returning players feel wanted?
I'll be honest. I like the idea of the characteristic stats staying. It just makes that first day coming back, like that first experience coming back, a little bit easier. But at the same time, it's not game breaking in any way, because you still can't craft or dig or mine or whatever up to anything above 20. So that's how I feel.
I still like having it so, and I think people have already commented a long time ago of just having a higher cap on skill cap in general. I know a lot of
Instead
people
of
are
20.
thinking the higher than 20. They should be maybe 30, 40, or 50. And I think it's a good compromise to say, okay, we'll cap you at 50 if you've premiumed.
Before.
Yeah, like as soon as you premium, then the lowest cap or lowest level that you could get capped to is 50. So it gives you a little bit more, but still not enough. Like 50 isn't enough to really do anything. And it might be enough to do a few things. That's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Let you do a few things that you want to do, you know, like you were saying, coal, you know, build coal piles. Go ahead. At least you're still playing.
But I
Building
guess
coal
you
piles.
still would include the thing where you're not gaining any skills past 20.
Yes.
Yeah. I'd agree with that. For my previous question, because I think we've hammered this topic
Yes.
into the ground.
So I think, yeah, everybody
How
has-
do you like the new stuff that's going on?
Which new stuff are you referring to?
That's a good question. Because
Okay, let's start with this. Okay, the rendering engine. It has been talked about for a long time, and it might have gone through a couple of revisions with a few different people. It's been talked about forever.
Mm-hmm.
That it probably is not the same as when it first started. So now it's finally sort of in the game. It's on the unstable client. At first, it came with a whole bunch of bugs. A lot of people can't play. I don't know if it's been fixed. People with AMD cards still can't play properly, or they have to disable a whole bunch of stuff. Personally, I disabled that that VBO setting in the whatever advanced compatibility.
I don't even know what any of that stuff. FBO,
Yeah.
VBO, whatever.
VBO. I disabled that, and when I logged in, my game just freezes right at the login. Not at the login screen. It goes into the character screen, and then it just freezes.
Mm.
I can even try to show you guys.
But
Maybe
let's
I can.
suppose
So I had to turn that on. I have an NVIDIA card, like a 670. So, I have no problems right now. Right, I'm on the unstable client. But before all of that stuff, before they announced it and they kept talking about it, and it would solve all these problems. I remember they sort of did this in stages. I believe it was one of the updates a long time ago when it wasn't like an entirely new rendering engine, but they were like updating things in the rendering engine or something like that. They were better lighting. This would give you better lighting in the game, more accurate lighting, or more. I can't remember when that happened. When the GLSL shaders came in, when was that?
That was like Wurm. What was it? 3.0. Whatever that was.
When that came in, that was supposed to change things and make it so things looked better.
Right.
Or something, and I barely used it because it put so much. It was so much taxing on my computer.
Right.
And I still wouldn't use it. What's funny is that the regular client, if I'm using the GLSL shaders, the unstable client actually acts better. I get more frames.
Yeah.
Compared to those two.
And I think that's what they wanted it to. Like they were saying that the new rendering system would make it run smoother, which is great. Like it all sounded great. And like I'll be honest, like I don't have the same eye for detail like you do. But
So what
when
did we want? What
I
were you
logged into the new
expecting?
rendering system, and it, like on the unstable client, it didn't look like very slightly, very slightly. If I had two images right next to each other, I could kind of tell the difference. But like when I'm in the game playing, I wouldn't be able to say what was different
What the
exactly.
different?
You know, like I also
I can.
like I don't normally play
It's
on
the
with
shadows.
GLSL shaders on.
Yeah.
Although I guess on my PC I do, but I'm talking about on my laptop. I also don't have shadows turned on, and when I logged into the unstable client there, things just looked kind of off. I posted a picture on the forums about what, like I guess it was because I didn't have the shadows on or I didn't have something on, and the grass, like the actual stuff sticking out of the ground, was dark compared to the
Really.
actual ground, so it looked very off. And I posted a picture, and people were saying, I think even Buddha responded saying, you know, that's just because you don't have the shadows on. We're looking into the issue, and maybe it gets resolved. But I don't know.
So
I
so one
guess
thing that they need to do, and it's something that I'm not sure if they're looking at, but how to make the game look good throughout all the different configurations. As you
Right.
turn down this, I disable shadows, and then I turn down the textures, and I do this. How do you still make the game look like a game and not like you're in beta?
right. I
They're
mean,
going,
all it really needs to do is, if you have the lowest settings, just make it look the same as it did before. You know what I mean? Like, I
which
don't
I
think there
don't
was
think they
any
can do if they switch to this
I,
new rendering
maybe, but
engine.
I don't think there was any complaints really about, you know, especially with people on lower end machines playing with the lowest settings. Nobody's complaining about, you know, how well the game looks. People are still playing with those lowest settings and enjoying
Yeah.
themselves. I
So
don't
they
think this
just need
game
to
was
be able to lower those settings one bit at a time while still having the graphical settings look nice for you. There can't be
Mhm.
any weird glitches going on as you lower down the settings. It can't just look good with all of the settings on and then
Yeah.
look kind of weird and strange as if you don't. So those are the bugs that they're gonna have to look at before they can bring it to live.
I'll be
On
honest though, my personal feeling about the new rendering system is, you know, it wasn't really broken, and I don't really think that it should have been something that they invested all their time in, unless it actually was going to change something for like amazingly.
listen, the
Which
shadows look so much better.
I know that the shadows look so much better,
Like on
but to
my
be
screen
honest, like,
under all these
do
windows.
we play this game because the shadows? You know, do we play this
You know
game for
what?
the shadows?
The only time on this new rendering engine where I actually stopped and said, "Wow, that looks so much better," is when you're going through a forest. The forest
Okay.
looks so much better because of the shadows. You know, shadows are only covering part of the tree, and it just looks so much better. But other than that, it looks pretty much the same.
I think this last one should be just a regular wall. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
And
You already made an arch wall. Never
I
mind.
didn't make it anything yet. Let me think.
Looks like it is.
Plain
Oh no,
stone
never mind. I didn't.
wall.
Yeah.
Okay. So other than that, it's not much different. They did say that this is going to bring back different types of wood.
Yes, that's really, if they can do that, then it would all be worth it. Because
But I don't think that's coming anytime soon.
right.
It's like this has the potential to make it so we can bring back different types of wood.
Right.
Just not yet.
Right.
If that
Can't wait
came
for that,
with
though.
this, I think people would be like more willing, and other things. There's got to be more than just different types of wood that they can do with this new. There's got to be a reason to be like, okay, we're going through all this trouble to upgrade this engine, making it harder for lower end systems to run our game. This is why we're doing it. And they need to say, do all this potential things. Like, we can do this now, we can do this now, we can do this now. If whoever, like Retrograde or whoever wants to come out and say, this is why we're doing it, I think people are going to be like, yes, I can see where you guys are going. I can understand the reason why you're doing it. I support you on all this stuff. I'd be more willing to fix the game for them and like all that stuff. And they haven't really done that. They sort of mentioned a few things. Maybe one day they will. I don't know. Okay, at this point, we need to do stone floors all the way above.
Okay.
Make sense?
Do you know where you want to have stairs, or if there's going to be any staircases?
As far as I know, there's no staircases.
No staircases.
The only way up and down is through this one ramp.
Sure about that? Any staircases? Like, well, I saw this, and I don't know if you want to incorporate this somewhere, but I saw this staircase. It was a spiral staircase that was completely sectioned off. So it was like a 1-by-1 room that was a column that went straight up.
Sure.
And there was an archway on the bottom floor, leading into basically just a spiral staircase that went up in a 1-by-1 sort of column.
Mm-hmm.
And then it popped out somewhere up at the top. You want to add one of those in here somewhere? Because this is going to be a tall building.
We can think of that later.
Okay. Yeah, we can destroy
Right
floors
now,
whenever. Okay.
It's pretty. Now, see, here's the deal. I'm not good at like having certain floor tiles, different,
Yeah.
different materials. I don't know. I'll just do
Yeah,
all stone.
Me
for
neither.
now.
And if you decide that you want to change it later, we can always destroy floors.
Sure. So let's put the plans down.
Okay, so plan
We're
floor
just gonna
above.
keep building up, and now that you guys can sort of see what I'm doing here.
Yeah. I can't even see what you're doing here, and I've been looking at this building for
Now that it's daytime. Where's that odd? No sun.
Oh, is it something that they
That
changed?
is odd there, right?
You have more
Dark.
experience with building, like buildings, these massive buildings.
Yeah.
Is it something they changed where you can't plan a floor without it being attached to a wall or a finished
That's
floor?
something newer than when we were building it
Okay,
a long time ago.
they did add that in at some point
Yeah,
after
it
multi-story
wasn't.
was.
It wasn't there always.
I see.
Remember, there was a time where we could just keep building up and up and up and up without
Out-
building any walls.
Yeah, without building any walls,
and
exactly.
any floors. It's just like, just keep building up. Actually, the requirement was just to build the floors. So this is sort of what I've been doing. I spent a while just digging this whole area. It wasn't like this at all. It was just kind of a mess, actually. And I said, I'll dig this big area down and build a house in it. So I dug this giant area, raised the land on the outside. We have this ramp here, but we're gonna get rid of the ramp later after we finish the house and sort of raise it up. So all there is this house that's dug in the bottom, and at about the 5th level or so, it'll be even to the ground. So we did the math. We made it even to the ground, and then we're gonna build bridges all around this house. Like literally all around it, as much as we can, to make it look like there's no house underneath. At this level, whatever you see, that's the house. And I mean, in reality, we've got this giant underground. Everything we're building now is like the basement.
Yeah.
There's gonna be a number of basement floors. So
I think it'll be
all people will see is like this little house that's maybe 1 or 2 stories,
Yeah.
like all the way around. But in reality, it's like 7 or 8 stories.
This is gonna be
And
fun.
we managed to add this mine entrance right next to the door, the bottom level.
Yeah.
So we can have a mine. I never have to leave this house ever again. This will be my house, my fortress.
Yeah, and the mine entrance underneath. I think at some point or another we should expand this building into a cave dwelling that's underneath there.
That would be pretty cool.
How
We can
long did it
answer
take
that.
us to dig this hole? It was surprisingly quick, actually.
Yeah, see, we've done so much in the past where we had to dig, or remember digging that mountain down.
Yeah, yeah.
We
This
dug
is
the
actually
mountain down at
kind of
Autumn
small
Twilight.
compared to like and even the labyrinth when we were digging the labyrinth down.
Yeah, that took a long time.
This took maybe a week or two.
Really?
Was it
Maybe,
or maybe longer than that?
maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
But okay, maybe 2 to 3. Yeah, you're right. 2 or 3 weeks.
2 or 3 weeks digging this down, and the only reason it took that long was because there was one side that was like very small amount of just a little bit. All of a sudden there was like a 30 to 40 rock tile
Yeah.
that just decided to pop up in the corner, and so we
Right.
had to dig the whole thing down
Right.
just to lower it.
That's right.
That
Yeah,
took a
for the
long
most
time.
part it was okay, and then all of
The
a
digging
sudden
was
there was
fun.
that rock in the corner
Yeah,
there.
the rock's a little funky here.
Isn't the rock just funky on Xanadu as in general? Like anybody who has dug or tried to terraform on Xanadu, you have to like. I think everybody is going to say that they ran into something that was weird with the ground. Like the rock level, just like it was like down here for this whole area and stuff, and then it went back down or something like that. Like
Yeah, that's essentially what's happened.
craziness.
All right, so you did that, right? You
Planned as many as I could.
so let's get up there with
We're
this
just doing. We're just doing stone.
guy. Yeah. So we can
Now, at
take
some
this.
point or another, I'm not going to be able to help out because my paving skill is not that great.
Oh yeah, our paving skill. I'm so
Um,
happy that I decided to work on that at one point.
Yeah, you know what? I might actually turn on my sleep bonus here, just because I need that paving skill to go up.
Oh wow. Okay, open.
I'm at about 45, which isn't horrible, but
45 is pretty good. I don't even remember what I got mine up to.
I think to plan to build the floors on the 5th floor, or it's either the 5th or the 6th floor or something like that. I need like 50.
I am too far away from the stone bricks.
And we are currently doing what, the 3rd floor?
Yeah, is that the 3rd floor? I think it is.
Yeah.
So
Did you move
So
the
the
cart
rendering engine. Yeah, it's up near me.
up near you, which is where I'm carrying a ton of bricks now? What did you do? You did...
I'm on the 3rd floor.
Oh, I see what you did.
We can just slowly work it up behind us. So the rendering engine, it's not really ready yet. So I'm glad they delayed it.
Yeah,
But-
me too. Glad.
But there's a few things that were disappointed me, and that's you know how I was hoping that it would be a little more smooth. I was getting the sense, and I don't know where I got the sense, it would be this smooth experience. You know how things sort of pop when you're in the game, and I noticed this the most when I was creating the trailers for the game.
Right.
I created the official Wurm Unlimited trailer and like the Wurm Online trailer a while ago.
Yeah.
And as you go through as you walk through the game, things are like flickering or appearing from like the low level, far away textures to the more, detailed textures. They just sort of pop. It's like a
Yeah.
very harsh pop. There's no There's no like gradual fade or anything like that.
Right.
I was hoping that this would solve that, or even the light flickering. There's so much at the moment. I don't know if it's going to change. The light flickering is worse in the unstable client
I noticed that.
than it is on the regular game.
Although
And it was bad.
I
on
had
the
posted
regular game.
that there was light flickering on the unstable client, and I think it was Electrus responded saying that it's a known issue and that they're looking into it.
Sure. Again, I was hoping that the new rendering engine, like one of the reasons why they would switch would be that they would have tools built in to solve all these little quirky issues that were in Wurm. That you know how like when we were looking at creating a game and there was we were looking at the Unity engine, right?
Yeah.
And the Unity engine just says like all these things that are so hard to do in Wurm. It's just like, well, it's already built in. Just
It's just done.
it's just there. Just done.
Yeah.
Just worry about the game. Don't worry about building
Lighting
you know,
systems.
lighting systems. The lighting system's there. Just place it wherever. It's done. And I was thinking, okay, well, they're upgrading to a new rendering engine. It must already have all of these APIs or whatever.
Yeah.
Have all of these things built in, and they just like, here's a lighting system, done, or something like that. And it's not quite.
I agree.
Like
I
that.
felt like that it was going to be like that.
I don't know why I was thinking that.
No, I mean, like, it makes complete sense that if you're going to spend the time and effort to switch to a new rendering system, that it's just going to work, you know? And maybe that was just us, I don't know, dreaming.
Yeah, we really have no idea what we're talking about.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of talk about, like, on the forums about people who are saying, like, why don't we just completely recode the whole game into Unity? But part of me feels like that would just take a lot of time and a lot of, like, it's just not going to work out the same. I don't know. And then there's the path that they decided to go with was create their own rendering system, like from scratch, and of course that has its downsides as well. So it's hard to say.
That would take a long time, huh? Probably too long. So
It has taken a long time. I mean,
a few other topics. Let's just go through a few other topics while we're here. Let's do one other topic actually.
Okay, one more.
What has been added since we've stopped playing, or what? I don't know if you guys that are listening want us to talk about anything particular in this episode. What would it be? But
We definitely want to leave a couple things to talk about on future episodes.
What has really sort of like the thing that got you to come back?
The thing that got me to come back.
Yeah, you never told me.
Yeah. Well, you know, it's the usual story though, I think, for what got me to come back. And that was I just didn't really find the thing that I thought that I could find out there, you know, like I quit because the game sort of got to that point where it was a little stale.
Mm.
I went looking, and it's just there's nothing out there at the moment that can fill that void.
What is that void?
I don't know, just like a place that I could call home, a place that, you know, that I can spend my time in and enjoy and play like I want to play. Relaxing feeling of just, I don't know. Like I remember when we first started playing this game and we dug that first hole that we were digging, and I thought to myself, man, this is just great. Like we can chat away and dig this hole and play and not really have to worry too much about, you know, the Twitch playing that we were playing, those types of games where, like, you know, timing mattered so much.
Yeah, we played those.
This is a lot more relaxing. to play in this game, and I I guess I was like, I don't know what I was looking for,
You were looking for something.
but at the same time, a lot of the reason why I stopped playing was because real life just got crazy and busy, and you know, so I guess I got to the point where I could come back and feel good about coming back, and
That's good, and we are back, and we're been back for a while, going strong. A lot of things has changed in the game. We have a new address, the Factional Fight Village. It's located somewhere on Xanadu. I don't even know where, but we're there, and we are building up our little village. Much smaller than before. It's no autumn twilight. It's no winter's night.
Mm.
And
I like it
I'm
better
glad.
this way. I think, I'll be honest.
You like it better this way?
I can feel the end. Like I can see how the whole thing's gonna play out. Whereas on Winter's Night, it was just like, you know, I'd even make big headway in building something, and it still wasn't filling the place up enough to say I could see where this was going.
But then isn't that the problem? We're gonna do this. We're gonna finish it. And then what?
Yeah, I mean, at least we'll have something finished, and we can look at other projects. I think that the big issue before was the overwhelming feeling that I haven't quite even thought of where this village is going, and yet we have this project going on and that project going on, and like we're building a massive tunnel through the mountains, and we're building this massive labyrinth, and that was just daunting and just too much.
So what are... I don't know. What are we gonna do after this?
We do have some ideas, that's for sure.
Yeah, it'll be fun. I'm glad we're back. I'm glad we're back on Twitch as well, and on YouTube. I think we're gonna do another episode probably in a few weeks. But
Yeah,
we're
we were saying like we won't be we might not be doing every week.
few
every other week.
episodes, a few episodes a month. I'm sure we'll be back. Check you guys in. Thanks to everyone for watching. We've got quite a bit planned, and definitely, I think, a much bigger announcement next episode. So we'll see you guys. Thanks so much for coming back in our first episode back from since December or something like that. We're back on Wurm Online. If you want to play with us, just send us a message in the game. Talk to you guys later. Take care, everyone.
See ya.